All right, cheers and salutations. Welcome on and all to Chicago Reacts. Please be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and hit that ring bell notification. That way, all of you lovely, beautiful people are made aware we upload new content upon our, you guessed it, YouTube channel. And today, we have ourselves a popular request: Star Wars versus Warhammer 40K, Episode 13, Faith and Fate Take the Stage. So, as always, I think we've made ourselves very clear, or made myself very clear, that I am a pro-Imperium of Mankind supporter. However, this is a key word, however, you know, I'm willing to see the Star Wars side of things occasionally, but I got my biases. I'm rooting for the Imperium. But folks, listen, please be sure to support the original content creator. A fan was too much time. He puts a lot of time, effort, and energy into making these videos. So do the right thing and please support the original content creator. It's the right thing to do. It's the one thing to do. And all you people better do it. So there you go. So without further ado, since I'm in charge of the ones and twos, let's get ready to play this video in a 3, a 2, and an uno. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. All right, let's go. All right, love the tone of the music here. Glorious.
This cramped, dimly lit room was not ideal for her battle, not by a long shot. Rajulia almost regretted her impulsive action, seeing as it had left her without the use of her bolter. She had, upon entering the command bunker, noticed that the crew in front of her were standing and sitting at their stations while simultaneously being still, silent, dead. The Sororitas had assumed witchery and blown the corpses away with a full salvo of her bolter, only thinking to counter a possible ambush from her blind side the moment after her last bolt had expended itself. The Sister Palatine, Rajulia, was regretting her snap decision more and more.
A sister of battle being reckless, letting her faith get the better of her. It's fine. She knows what she's doing. She's got the Emperor. She's a bride of the Emperor.
Or as she was made to shuffle and maneuver within the enclosed space. Dark at the best of times, the only light entering the command post now came from the outside, a crown of pale sunlight shining in through the squat windows which circled nearly the entirety of the octagonal room. The lumen lamps and other artificial light sources had been rendered inert when Rajulia's bolter had turned nearly half the post into an obliterated mess. Cogitators sparked and dripped amniotic substances onto the corpses of their former operators, machine and man equally soulless and unable to aid her. In desperation, her eyes darted to the door. Retreat was a bitter pill to swallow, but every moment she was forced to duel the athletic Xenos warrior, she grew more and more certain of how hopeless her fight was. Her maul could not produce a stable power field, only one that expelled.
Foul Jedi, be stricken from this world. We offer you salvation, your annihilation.
in bursts, more akin to a small thunder hammer than the kind of weapon normally wielded by the law enforcers of the Adeptus Arbites. While this provided her with power, and with a method of forcing the foul Knight of Jedi back, it also meant that she could not lock blades with a man-shaped beast without destroying her own weapon in the process. The Crimson Razors had briefed her and her sisters extensively on these warriors after killing one of their masters during the initial invasion.
Good.
And she knew well that she faced more than met her eyes in that dim chamber. These handicaps, paired with the cable-laden ground, dark environment, enclosed space, and psychic nature of her fierce foe, was just enough to make the sister consider escape in place of sure defeat. But alas, the door had sealed behind her even before she had blown away the cogitators. She lacked the coordination while in powered armor to reliably tap in the proper code in a hurry, even if she could trust beyond reason that the door would remain powered while all else had gone dark. No, even retreat would not be possible.
I'm digging the music and the intensity of the scene. And by the way, I know there are probably going to be plenty of people writing in the comments section. Hey, dude, we get it. You're with Imperium, but I'm with that sister of battle. Fight! Crush her!
Rajulia discharged the bolt pistol she clutched in her left hand. She knew now not to aim for the damned Xenos directly, the creature using the warp to increase its own speed or even redirect the trajectory of her own bolts. No. Instead, she used the explosions caused by the bolts themselves, firing the weapons into the ground around them as she fought to deny the alien knight some of her potential avenues of attack. Rajulia felt her heart suddenly launch itself into her throat as the back of her heel caught on a thick, unseen cable which lay across the cluttered ground. She bit down on the dread, trained to harness such things in the instant they occurred, shifting her weight to turn her backward tumble into a full-powered upward kick. The Jedi backflipped from the path of the ruinous blow, her face impassive, as if all of this were merely a tedious chore for her. Rajulia rolled a dial on the handle of her
I gotta say, man, this great artwork right here. Come on, sister of battle. You can knock this one out. After all, it's just a filthy Jedi.
power maul, further extending the shaft of the weapon as she whipped her hand back, smacking the floor behind her and creating a nearly deafening thump. The recoil from her power weapon giving her the push she needed to remain upright as she lowered her leg from the kick, power servos whirring and hissing with the movement. The Jedi had landed in a crouch and slowly, smoothly rose, saber forward. Her movements were unnatural, fueled by the power of the warp, and they struck the sister of battle as predatory. Like an ash tiger shifting its weight before a pounce, or the brief moment before a Vostroyan potato bear reared itself up, muscles silently bunching under fur. Or, in this case, beneath voluminous robes. The fight was all but hopeless. Too many factors were against her, and Rajulia knew that even the last 30 seconds of frantic survival had composed some of the best maneuvering and dueling she had ever managed, especially with a power maul. And even then, she had only held her own for this long thanks to her strategic use of her bolt pistol, a pistol which had 2 shots left in it.
Make 'em count.
Time was ticking down, and from the look on the alien warrior's face, that fact was no secret to either of them. She grit her teeth, controlling her fury as best she could. "Think!" she ordered herself.
Good.
The brief pause
Come on,
she had
think.
allowed would only last milliseconds more. Rajulia needed to think of something, or to buy more time to think of something. Sneaking in and butchering our command staff. Just the kind of shadowy, dishonorable tactic I would expect from an alien witch and her order of heretics.
That's right. Because after all, I think we've seen how Force wielders are truly heretical. Star Wars fans, I am so sorry about what Disney did to you guys. But you know what? I mean, it seems to me like a whole lot of crazy stuff is hitting all of our favorite franchises, man. Including Warhammer. I guess. Here we go. But that Acolyte show was Thank goodness for pirates. What?
She spat. The sister spoke in Gothic. She had not had the time to even begin mastering any of the local languages, and she was only fluent in the most basic sentences of the local dialect. To her partial shock and disgust, the alien's eyes widened slightly and her nostrils flared, clearly comprehending her. You have no right to speak of honor, butcher. You and your regime are killing millions here on Axum. Innocent men, women, and children. People who were living their lives well enough without the threat of your own order of murderers bringing death and misery for the crime of not being human enough.
Oh, be quiet, Xeno. Plus, it's a Xeno, it's a Jedi. See, I would make a great Darksider. I'm talking about old school expanded universe, and not Disney.
The alien said back, speaking an accented but understandable Gothic. Rajulia's eyes darted about. The room was so cramped, especially for her empowered armor, and without her helmet on, she had not the augmentations nor transhuman sight to overcome all the darkness and obstacles around her. Yet she steeled her mind and reminded herself that in all things the faithful find a way. Yes, we have killed millions, and we will kill billions more.
Yes, exactly. I mean, no, never. For the Emperor.
There is nothing we would not sacrifice, no act we would not commit, no height we shall not reach, if it means the survival of humanity.
Yes.
Rajulia retorted. Survival?
Yes.
If survival is what you seek, then why make war with the Republic?
You guys started it.
Kill all these people.
You did it.
Threat to you? The Jedi said. Rajulia thought, but did
You
not
did.
look down at herself as she went over her armaments in her mind. She had more magazines for her discarded bolter, but they would do her no good, and recovering the weapon was out of the question. The alien would skewer her without a second thought. Ha! You think just because you are shaped like humans, just because your faces look like ours,
Yep.
this means you have succeeded? That you have deceived us, the Emperor's chosen?
Never.
You have already shown us your true colors, and
Yes.
even if you had not, we would already know of your ways before falling victim to them.
Preach. Testify. Hallelujah. Say it as it is, sister of battle. Say it as it is.
The sister accused. The alien blinked in a perfect imitation of human confusion, even shock. Shown our true colors? We have done nothing to earn such abuse from you and your Emperor. We were engaged in our own war, which had nothing to do with you, or with humanity in general, the Jedi said. Sister Rajulia also had 2 grenades, one a frag, and the other crack in nature. Even finding the right moment to reach down and snatch either one for use in the fight would be a tremendous challenge. Using the frag grenade in this kind of enclosed space would be suicide. After all, she was equipped with munitions sufficient to kill traitor space marines. Just one such grenade could fill the entire interior of the post with inescapable death.
Yes.
A bitter option, but one nonetheless.
Fight.
More lies, witch! Spare me! I know what your Republic did to the Atlas of Steel.
Right
Hundreds
on.
of thousands dead in an instant! Would that you could show such fury to us on the battlefield, as you showed to those civilians who arrived, frightened and homeless upon your doorstep!
She's right. Curse upon the Republic. Curse upon them. And I don't care if anybody says, but actually, Palpatine, no. This is an unbiased review. Unbiased. What the Republic did to the Atlas of Steel was unjust. It was a crime that must be answered for the Emperor.
Do not feign ignorance of your sins! Rajulia roared, edging slightly to the left. This time, the Jedi said nothing, but her countenance, so superior and detached before, was now clouded, troubled as the sister's words struck some kind of chord within her. Shakti did know what Rajulia was speaking of course she did. That was no surprise to the Sister Palatine. What was shocking was that the alien would even play at being troubled at all. Rajulia used the time to consider her last weapon, her crack grenade. The crack was a pseudo-magnetic sphere housing within itself a shaped charge affixed to a gyroscope. She knew they were pseudo-magnetic because whatever she hurled them at, be it the metal of a green-skinned tank, the ceramite of a traitor Astartes Terminator, or the biocarapace of a raging Carnifex, the grenades would generally succeed in adhering to the target, the gyroscope within spinning the charge to face the enemy and blowing a precise hole right through the unlucky and likely dead foe.
Yes.
She doubted, however, that such a thing would work against the robes of the Jedi, and the blast radius on a crack grenade would not succeed in filling even this space, though it would likely do serious harm to an unaugmented human through the sheer change in air pressure.
Yes.
But such a thing was not something she could rely upon to kill the alien. She settled on her plan of attack, just as the Jedi began to speak again. That attack is a mystery, even to us.
Lies!
Please, we do not need to fight. There is clearly some kind of misunderstanding occurring between us. If you come with me, explain your context, your side of the alien.
Yeah, this is the same Jedi who refused to believe. I forget what was the name of the clone trooper that said, hey, there's a chip. And she was so condescending to that clone trooper, too, you know? So you know what? I don't trust her. I don't believe her. Fight her. Fight the Jedi.
Began. Rajulia laughed. The sound a hoarse, humorless thing, a sound of tragic hatred, of malice burned so deep and ignited so powerfully that it was all the sister could do to laugh and not lunge out in an expression of her dire fury. You expect me, a holy maiden of the God Emperor, to surrender myself to you, an alien, an honorless witch, a petty heretical assassin? We stand amongst the dead, robbed by your hand and defiled by your psychic blight. And you have the audacity to even attempt to coax me into a surrender?
Right on!
Jedi recoiled at the words, almost as if struck. She made no attempt to defend herself this time, merely grimacing, still looking troubled, but lifting her saber back into a proper, aggressive posture.
Right on.
Good. Accept this, Zeno. This is the way things should be.
Precisely.
The natural state. No deceptions or lies or convoluted schemes. Just you and I and our people fighting for our place in this galaxy. A place which cannot be shared.
That's right.
Julia said, falling into a light crouch of her own. You cannot win, said the alien plainly. Rajulia smiled. You arrogantly think that because you have power over the warp, you are so formidable as to challenge me with such certainty? She said, shaking her head.
You're done, Jedi.
I am a scion of the God Emperor's own will. His mandate made flesh. Within.
Hold on. Awesome picture, awesome artistry, and again, the sisters, loyal to the Emperor, as they should be. The Jedi doesn't stand a chance.
The God Emperor's own will.
Come on, knock her out.
His mandate made flesh. Within me is his word and his divine light. He is God of mankind, ruler of all, and I am his loyal daughter. What are you to that? She asked.
Exactly.
The Jedi scowled. Your Emperor is not here, mad woman. No amount of delusion or belief in your false religion will overcome me or my ally, the Force. Do not surrender to the promise of peace, the potential to end this war. Surrender instead to the certainty of your own death. Death no distant god, real or not, can avert. The aliens.
Well, how dare the Jedi question our faith? It is your fate to die at our hands. We offer you salvation, Jedi. Your annihilation.
Snapped. She brought her hands together on her saber and leveled the blade towards Rajulia's throat. Death only I can avert, the Jedi Master asserted. As she spoke, She allowed rippling gusts of power and force to come away from her, billowing her robes and nearly forcing the sister back. The pressure sending waves across her exposed face. Rajulia grit her teeth in a scowl which seemed to belong more on a crate dragon than on a human woman. Her servos whirred as she tensed, resisting the small storm before it settled. The Jedi stared her down, confident, though still troubled. No matter what, she was a warrior and had shoved all such issues to the side, focusing now on Sister Rajulia. The sister stood straighter and spat. "I find your lack of faith disgusting.
Yes.
Your mastery over the warp is nothing compared to the power of my faith. But enough words. Let our acts speak the truth."
Yes.
She growled. The Sister Palatine followed the statement by opening fire with her pistol, aiming right for the Jedi as she lunged and began the last charge of her life.
Go!
If I were you, I wouldn't love me neither.
Oh, it's over? Ah. Okay, well, first of all, now I kind of want to know a little bit more. But we will continue on with the series. I know all of you have been demanding it. And the thing is, well, I think we're almost done with season 2, going on to season 3. So, okay, being serious here, first of all, great voice work and script for both the Jedi and the Sister of Battle to be speaking to one another and to have their fight. Really, it shows both sides. Obviously, of course, look, I know I'm just playing a little bit of a caricature, just being unbiased here for the Imperium. Obviously, look, we all know it's Palpatine that gave that order for the Star Destroyer or Star Cruiser to crash into the Atlas of Steel. But yet neither side knows of it. So who knows what's going to happen? I do hope we get to see Palpatine in the future. Watch, somebody's going to be typing in the comment section below, but no spoilers, please, because I haven't gone this far in the series. Somebody's going to be like, oh, you're going to regret wanting to see Palpatine because he's going to be crazy. But hey, that's all cool. But nonetheless, really great storytelling by a fan was too much time. Look, folks, I'm looking at his YouTube channel, and folks, I think it needs to get up a little more with the subscribers and a little more support. So look, folks, the original link to this video is in the description box below. So look, if you're not supporting the original content creator, what's wrong with you? Give him a like. Give him a little bit of a love. It's the right thing to do. It's the one thing to do. And I expect all you beautiful people to do it. So do it now. But again, just going to throw my bias hat on again and get into character. Once again, the glorious and heroic forces of the Imperium of mankind are facing off against the vile, vindictive, malicious. Nah, that's not proper word, but anyways. Forces of the Republic. The Jedi and their lies, the Republic and its lies. The only way to salvation is through the God Emperor of mankind and his glorious Imperium. We will win the day, as we should. And we'll continue on with this series very soon. In fact, we've got, hey, we're not even done yet. We actually got a couple more episodes. Well, we're not even done with season 2. Oh, we're not even scratching the surface. So, you know what? We still continue on the Fury Road of Star Wars versus Warhammer 40K. And we all know that the Emperor protects, as he should.